going to have to tell them what to do, dear. Well, it's no point mollycoddling them, dear. You've got to tell them what to do. You're in charge, my love. Yes, I know. I can't come down. I'm too busy. Too busy. I can't come down and sort it out for you. You need to tell them what to do, and you must whip them. Whip them into submission, dear. Tell them what to do, and sack them. Sack them. That's the only way to do it, dear. It's embarrassing, quite frankly. Yeah, keep taking those throat lozenges. Thanks. Yes, I know. Anyway, they're just about to... Oh, it's on there. I've got to go. You have a good day, Teresa. Look after that voice. Bye-bye, darling. Bye-bye, my love. I love you too. Bye. I know. I do my best. I try and help you. I can't... You know I can't be the face of it, darling. You're the face of it, my love. Good luck with today. You will pull through. Bye-bye, darling. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And by the way, you need to dye your hair. Good morning, boys and girls. Sorry, you came to me a little bit earlier today. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk on this Thursday, the 14th of March, 2019. Welcome to Bracknell here in Berkshire on, what's it like today? Well, a grey and dismal day. Very windy yesterday, wasn't it? Wasn't it windy yesterday? God, never mind. I'm glad I wasn't wearing a skirt, to be honest. Oh, those ladies don't like it. They don't like it when the wind gets up this... showing knickers all over the place. Where will it all end? Where will it end? Nakedness on the television. That's what I'm telling you now. I still think I should go in for Love Island. What do you reckon? Hey, the pineapple jacket is back. I need to apologise to you this morning, boys and girls. I need to... Yesterday, it appears that this programme has now become so popular that we broke the internet. Oh, yes. They're all on there yet. Now, what surprised me yesterday was the amount of people going on Facebook and saying, Facebook is broken. And I'm like, well, I can see your message. What's broken? What appears to have happened is that people couldn't upload things. And that is due, I must apologise. I'm not one for apologising. I must apologise that is due to the popularity of this programme. There were so many people logging on to Facebook and Instagram, trying to hear what I had to say of interest, which is probably nothing at all, trying to hear what I had to say of interest yesterday, that the entire thing went down across the world. So do please accept my apologises for that problem yesterday. All right? There's been a complaint. Oh, yes, we've had a complaint. Another idiot who doesn't get it. If you see what I mean, doesn't get it. Those of you that follow our little short Instagram videos that we shove out now and again, sometimes there's none, sometimes there's 5 in a day. You just never know when they come in. It's the element of surprise. That's what it is, the element of surprise. I might be walking along, oh, that's a good one, and I'll do something. Then I might go 3 days, nothing of interest anywhere. A bit like watching the television, nothing of interest at all. Bit like listening to some of your comments, nothing of interest. Just comments of moaning. I'm not one to moan, as you well know. There's been a complaint, boys and girls. Now, the complaint was about a video. It was either last week or the week before, one of the short ones. Short videos are never longer than a minute long. And I'd just come out of the swimming pool, I think, and I was walking down. And I was complaining that the old bags who do water aerobics keep taking up the pool. And if they continue to do it, I shall go and stand next to one of them and wee on their legs. And the comment was, I expect the local constabulary would like to hear about what you're going to do. It would be known as common assault. They didn't get the joke. They didn't get it. I mean, how thick can you be to actually watch these stupid videos that I do and believe everything that's happening in front of you? Huh? How thick can you be? Anyway, I don't bother. I just simply block them then. After that, I block and remove. That's it. I can't be bothered with idiots who don't get anything. Do you know what I mean? You get me, don't you? And I get you. Who's there this morning, I wonder? And it's Gustav. Good morning, Gustav. Over on Facebook Live, who gets the first message of the day in. Good morning, Gustav. Katie Ann Patterson's there. Morning, Katie Ann. Rod Brown. Gustav, am I first? What's this week's prize? This week's prize, Gustav, is a set of earplugs for you to turn up my karaoke for you to insert into your ear holes when people do depressing ballads, okay? I will try and find a pair of those and supply them to you for the next time you come along and listen to depressing ballads at the karaoke. Good morning. Michael Pullman's there in Australia. Has it cooled down today, Michael? I know it was very, very hot for you yesterday, wasn't it? Morning, Michael. Will Peters, good morning, Will. Looking good in the glasses. I like the dark glasses. I should be wearing dark glasses next week when I am in Cyprus. When I'm in Cyprus next week. I hope I'm not going on a British Airways 737. They've all been grounded, haven't they? Those aircraft. The 737s. Boeing airline. Are they old? Are they old planes? I don't know an awful lot about planes. Be interesting. Good morning to JP. Over on... Oh, you're on Facebook this morning. Aren't you usually on YouTube? Well, there you are, up there as well. Oh, you're in 2 places at once, Jay. That's very scary. Very, very scary. Morning to Brendan. Brilliant opener. Good morning, Mr. Karaoke from an extremely windy Norfolk Broads. We're being blown around. Woo! Woo! Watch out for the wind, dear. Brendan, do not wear a skirt today. You're likely to expose your bare bum to all, which is not necessarily a good thing, lovey. Not necessarily a good thing. John McGinley, good morning. What's your number? John, you had my number about 9 months ago now, but you didn't use it. You're not having it again? Well, you only get the one opportunity, I'm afraid. And there isn't a phone-in. There's no phone-in. No phone-in today. We don't do phone-ins every day, John. Okay, however, you can text in, but you don't need to do that because you can get on the Facebook, all right? Text in number, if you can't get to a keypad, it's up there on the screen, 07551 259 675. Okay, that's the text in number there. Good morning to my nephew, Gary Butler. There he is. He's on holiday at the moment. Gone to Mablethorpe, one of the Haven holiday places in Mablethorpe, and they're going back there in May, and I shall be up there as well. In May. Looking very much forward to a little holiday is there. Morning to Tanya. Hello, lovely Tanya. I haven't seen you for a while. You right, darling? Christine Franklin is loving the jacket. Thank you. It's the pineapple jacket today. I have several jackets. The pineapple jacket today, which is a little bit looser on the arms, I'm pleased to say, because weight has been lost. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Anyone else? Having Lent helps you lose weight. No bread, no cakes, no sweets, no chocolate, nothing like that. Nothing. No crisps. Nothing. Not anything. And it's been just over a week now. I've lost 4 pounds. Thank you very much. 4 pounds lost. And this was really tight here. Really tight round the arms. And that's lost. It's either that or the muscle's gone. I'm wasting away. I'm melting. Melting. Ah! Just like that. Which, on The Wizard of Oz, we're off to see the wizard. Follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, and the Oompa Loompas, Oompa Loompa, ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, hang on a minute, aren't they from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? What are the little people in Wizard of Oz? The little midgets. What are they in the Wizard of Oz? Are they Oompa Loompas? Or is that from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Another film that I adore, I must say. John doesn't like the jacket. I don't like your face, John. Do you know, it makes me feel sick when I see your face, John, I feel physically sick. So if you don't mind, put a paper bag on it next time you're in the pub. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning to Roy Brownlow. See, the ornament has changed, correct? Today we have a genie. I dream of genie. Remember that? Here it is. Look. Da 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 da. Boom 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 da da. Yes, and it's also a money box. Sadly. Oh. I didn't know there was any money in this. 1 minute, well, how much is in there? Oh, 2 pence. There you are, John. John McGinley, 2 pence. I might be able to buy you something now with this. 2 pence. I take that out of there. That's losing interest in there, you see. We can't have we can't have money losing interest, dear. That's better. that will be placed into my wallet and spent instantaneously when I finish the show today, I think. Morning to David Wilson Boyer. Morning, sir. From a very cold Switzerland this morning. John McGinley's found a fiver. Well, buy yourself a new face with that, mate. Or a decent set of glasses. You're starting to look very much like Jeremy Corbyn. And sounded like him as well, to be honest. Morning to Ray Reynolds in the house. Ray Reynolds is there. Who else likes this jacket? Was that someone else there? Katie says we didn't have a Facebook crash here. No, I don't think we did. I didn't either. I was able to do everything I normally do. I think it was certain people that are naughty. Naughty people weren't allowed to use Facebook yesterday. That's the case, I think. Over on YouTube, there's JP. Weird City Citizen. Good morning. Morning. Reminds me of Dallas, the tunes. Da, 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 da. I don't think that'll ever come back now. Shame, really, because I really like the reboot of Dallas and, of course, the original series. Did I mention I've met Linda Gray? Have I mentioned that before? Sue Ellen from Dallas. Oh, JR and the quivering lip. Can you do a quivering lip? Quivering lip. She was always drunk, weren't she? On the old vodka. Your Toyota vehicle broken the internet. No, what's the Toyota video? The Toyota video. Was that yesterday? Oh, it was yesterday. Yes, of course. Millions of people were trying to log on and watch my shows yesterday, dear. That's what's broken the internet. You know that. See? Weird City said, I knew it. You got a bite from a thirsty millennial. Good fishing, that man. He is a thirsty millennial. John McGinley is indeed a millennial. He is watching things all over the world and has never enjoyed anything at all and is constantly offended. He is offended. Katie Lang could do a song. Constantly offended. That one. Katie Lang. I was watching. Oh, it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I was talking to Ray Reynolds on the phone because I like to watch old shows on the YouTube and all that. And I found this interview with Dame Edna Everage and KD Lang on YouTube yesterday. It was absolutely hilarious. So KD Lang's come down the stairs. You know, she's got a lovely black suit on and all that business. And Dame Edna's going on there. And she's scuttling around the subject. Of course, KD Lang is a girl's girl, right? Okay, and she's scuttling around it. It's hilarious. And she's going, I don't know. I think the women's lib thing has gone a bit too far. Don't you, KD Lang? She says, we've got everything we want now. You know, here we are, a female interviewer sitting on the settee talking to you. We've got everything now. And Katie Lang's nodding her head and she's starting to laugh. And then Dame Edna, she says, I want to get a little bit personal here. You don't mind if I get personal, do you, Katie Lang? And she's saying, no, not at all. And she's killing herself laughing, Katie Lang. She says, okay, now some people might even be offended by this. Remember, we're going back here 20 years, okay? Going back here 20 years. I hope people won't, but some people might be offended. Some people might find it disgusting, but I'm going to be personal because we're all adults here sitting around having a sensible conversation. And she built this up and up. It's went on for ages, ages. She said, Katie Lang, I want to ask you, when did you come out as a Canadian? I was howling watching this. It's the way you tell them. It's absolute. If she'd gone straight for the joke, then it wouldn't have worked. But she went round and round and round, and then she came out with that. Absolutely hilarious. Hilarious. Good morning to Claire. Loving the pineapple jacket, red zip-up shirt. I do think of the combination. Do you know, Claire, you are the only person I think of when I'm looking in my extensive costume selection for the show. When I'm at wardrobe, which is 10 doors away, where I have all my costumes for the show, right? When I'm in there, I do think of you, Claire. I wonder if Claire will like this combination today. I do. I absolutely do, Claire. That is true. That is true. John, you're so rude. John says I can pee up his leg anytime. No, thank you. I was getting some dodgy texts on here at one point. I was getting dodgy texts and I've blocked that number now, so they can't do that again. Rude, dear, rude. Was it you, John? Well, if it was, you've been blocked now. You can't send any more through now. Let's have a look there. Good morning to Husky. Very good morning to you, Husky. Welcome to the show. Paul and Lou are in the house as well. They're on the YouTube. Shirt with zip. Do you not like it? You want me to open it a bit, don't you? To see my chest. There we are. A little bit of flesh this morning. Look at that. Look at this. All man. All man, that is, Husky. Katie watches the old Lost in Space. Never fear, Smith is here. Oh, yes. The new one's coming out again soon. They've got a new series of Lost in Space. I think that's imminent. I'm sure that's not too far away. That'll be on Netflix, of course. Good morning to Roxy Solo. Good morning, Roxy. Hello, darling. All right, my love. Good. And that's everyone this morning. Well, of course, yesterday I went to meet my friend from British Telecom, who I haven't seen for about 25 years, and met him in Woking. I said, I'll meet you in a Waitrose car park in Woking, thinking that there was like a Waitrose cafe. And when you're in a Waitrose cafe, you just buy your and you can sit there. It's so relaxing. There's something about sitting in the Waitrose cafe. No, there's no rush around or being pushed off seats like you are in McDonald's. Oh, Christ. I mean, I'm sure they make the seats uncomfortable in McDonald's, so you eat as quickly as possible and get out the door. It's not like that in the Waitrose cafe anyway. So I've gone in there. I've got there before him. And I've gone into Waitrose, and I'm looking around. I says, I wanted to have a wee. I said, is there a toilet in there? Yeah, just round the back. Okay, thanks. You do have a cafe in here, do you? No, I'm afraid not. Oh. She said, but there's a Costa out there. And I looked outside, and there was a Costa coffee right next to it. So I thought, we're going there. I don't usually go in Starbucks or Costa coffee. I know some of you go every day and buy your little cups of this, that, and the other. And when you work it out over a year, it's like a couple of £1,000s. Seriously, if you have a Starbucks every day, take, I don't know, £2, it's quite expensive now, isn't it? £2.50 a day times 10 days. Well, that's 25 quid times 30 days. So that's about, what's that? 250, 75 quid, call it 80. And then times that by 10, that's 800. Plus another 2, so it's 880, 960, isn't it? £960 a year on coffee. That's a holiday. Well, that's like 4 weeks holiday at a caravan site. It's a holiday. 900. Those of you that go and buy a tea or a coffee every day from Starbucks or Costa, and you get the large one, say it's about £2.50. You are spending nearly £1,000 a year on coffees. Madness. Absolute madness. So there we are. Remember that. So I don't usually go in there, but so I've spotted it, gone to use the toilet, come back out again. I thought I'd just sit in the car, and at that point my phone rang, and it was my mate Dave. He said, "Where are you?" And I could hear him in 2 ears, so I looked around, and he's right behind me there. So that was really, really nice, meeting up with a friend that I worked with in British Telecom. When we were both television engineers. And of course, we were both boys at this point. We were, I think, 23, 24 years old, something like that. And the job we did, there were various different jobs in British Telecom. We looked after the telephone. So you go into your house. I'd look after the telephone and all the wiring in your house, right? And then coming outside, I would go to either the box that is outside on your wall, and if it went down underground, that's where I'd stop. But if it went up to a telegraph pole, I would stop at the top of the telegraph pole. That was my bit. So from the wires at the top of the telegraph pole right to your phone. That was my bit, including the equipment, i.e. the phone. That was my bit. And I loved that job. I absolutely loved it. It was a bit cold in the winter. Winters were a lot colder then than they are now. But it was a great job, and you get to meet lots of people, most of them perfectly all right. The best customers were the old people, very old people, who'd call you out. A lot of the time, I'll be honest with you, there was nothing wrong with the phones. They wanted someone to talk to. Yeah, they got an engineer around there, and who am I to disagree? Go in there. I said, "What's wrong with your phone?" "Oh, do that in a minute, dear." "Do that in a minute, dear. Would you like a cup of tea and some cake or toast?" "Oh, yeah, okay, then we'll have that." Never had to buy dinner. Never, breakfast. Never had to buy breakfast. And you'd sit in there with the cake. And what's wrong with the phone? Oh, it seems a bit noisy over there. Could you go? Yes, okay. No, nothing wrong with this. Yeah, it sounds a bit noisy. I'll put another microphone in there for you. Put another thing in there. So I always looked after the old people. And we were supposed to charge them as well. If there was something wrong that had been done by the customer, we were supposed to charge them. But, you know, quite honestly, those were the days when you kind of weighed it up in your own mind whether to charge them or not. This is before British Telecom. Obviously, it had to make a profit, you know, but it wasn't so much all about the money. It was a different time. A different time then. You go around the house, I remember a little old man went to the house. A little old man, he said, "Open the door." And he's shaking. He's shaking. It wasn't Parkinson's or anything, or any illness. He was just shaking. I could tell he was really nervous. "Okay, mate, what's up?" He says, "Oh, it stopped working. It's over there. If you could have a look at it, please. Do you want a cup of tea while you're here?" Yeah, I'll have a cup of tea, mate." I said, "Don't worry too much. I'll sort it out." So I've looked at this phone. And there's a big crack on it. These were plastic phones, but they did used to crack. So I thought, oh, this has been dropped. I said, have you dropped this at all? Oh, well, I don't know. You know, I might have. No, I don't think I've dropped it. And I looked at him and I said, "Okay, mate, well, don't worry about it. I'll sort it out for you." And I gave him a new phone and had me a cup of tea and went. Never charged him. Never charged him. Nervous bloke there. And at the other end of the spectrum, you get the business people who only understood money. They only understand money and business. They don't understand people. Again, they're screaming down the phone. They'd be to one of the girls or boys on the you know, phoning the faults where you report the faults to. Screaming, "Oh, my phone, my effing phone," and all this business. Right? You get round there. "Morning, sir, telephone engineers. Oh, I've been waiting 3 days for you to come. Oh, well, you better come in and have a look. Yeah, that one's just dead over there, that one there." You go in there, it'd be like an office or a house or something like this. And I picked up this phone. And he said, "It's dead. I can't hear it." I picked up this phone. I could hear talking. I said, "Have you got a radio on somewhere, mate?" "Yeah, in the other room over there." "All right, okay. Have you got an extension in there by any chance?" Yeah, there's an extension in there." "All right." And immediately I knew what it was. Gone in the other room, phone's off the hook. Not our fault. Phone's off the hook. Now, he'd already been vile to me. Vile. So I said, "Well, your phone's off the hook, mate." Put the phone on the hook. "Yeah, I'll try it now." "Oh, it's working." "Oh, it's fantastic. Thanks ever so much, mate." I said, "Well, yeah. Okay, well, so that's all done." Unfortunately, it wasn't our fault. It was your fault for leaving the thing off the hook. Yeah. Sorry about that, mate. Well, I'm afraid there's a charge for that, as it's not a charge. And I used to get them back twice here. Twice. I used to love doing this. He said, "Well, how much is that then?" I said, and I got first time. I said, "Well, I'm afraid it was at £25 at the time. It'd be 125 now, 150 now. I'm afraid it's £25, and then they'd go, £25 plus VAT, sir." Out would come the form. "Well, can't you say it was?" I said, "No, I'm afraid not, sir. No, it's not worth my life. If someone comes up and checks up on me, oh, well, I'll tell him you did this." No, I'm afraid not, sir. That's £25. Give him the ticket. Out we go." I love it, dear. But the old people, I really looked after the old people. I haven't got time for people who are so far up their own arse. It's unbelievable. Really, honestly. So that's how it is. That's how it is. All right. Let's have a look here. Let's just go back a little bit there. Roy, where's your cyber robot, Ronnie the Snob? He's not here today, Roy. He's not here today. He don't usually come into the studio. There's a couple of people saying they'd like more pictures of, more videos of me and Ronnie doing it. He does them as and when. You couldn't say, yeah, be here at sort of set time every day and he would turn up, because that just wouldn't happen with him. He doesn't kind of work like that, okay? Where are we now? John, check it. Are you talking to other people there, I think? I think you might be talking for other people there. Yeah, sure you're talking for other people there. Good. So that was my little meeting with young Dave there, and it was so nice to see him. And he carried on in BT way after me. Good morning, Maureen, just joining us there this morning. He carried on working for BT for some years after me. And it got on the subject of the internet. He said, well, what have you got then? I said, I'm with Virgin Media. He said, oh, what speeds do you get there? I said, 350 meg down, about 25, 20 up. He said, 350? He said, why do you want all that? I said, well, exactly. I said, and I'm paying £53 a month for this. I was explaining to him, you know, that I'm going to probably go elsewhere. He said, have you tried to do a deal with them yet? I said, yes. And to be honest, they weren't having it. They weren't doing the deal. I said, I don't understand it. You know, that if for them to drop the price to me is simply a case of them touching a couple of buttons on a keyboard. I'm sure it is. I haven't got to physically do anything. Physically, everything's here. The router's here, the cable's in the house. They haven't got to do anything except accept the fact that they're not going to get so much from me every month. But they seem to be rather to do that rather than drop the price there and then. He said, when's your contract out? And it's, I think it's the 31st of May or mid-May or something like that. He said, right, let the contract run out. Ring them the next day, and that's when you'll get the best deal. You won't get it now. I said, well, I spoke to the bloke on the phone. He said, the bloke on the phone, all he's doing is typing your question into a computer, and then the computer is telling him the answer to give to you. He said, that's how it works. Leave it till the actual day or the day afterwards. Ring them then and try again. And if you're still unlucky, go with someone else. Who were you thinking of going with? So I said Vodafone, because he knows more about this sort of thing than me. I said Vodafone. He said, yeah, they're pretty good. He said, they're all much and much. He said, what's the speed on that? I said, 25 up and 25 down. I said, that's all I need. I don't need 350 meg. He said, why have you got that? I said, because it was there at the time. You know, and they were pushing this. They were pushing this. It was an extra £2 to what I was paying. But £53 a month I'm paying at the moment just for broadband. There's no television. I don't have subscription television other than Netflix. £53 a month. I can get that down with Vodafone broadband to £29 a month. That's with their fastest one, okay, by cable. Or I could go with 3 and do the whole 4G broadband thing. So there would be no cable coming into the house. It would be on 4G. And as I've said before, you know, that's what I use in the caravan. And it works very well down there. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Morning, Adrian. And Mark Jones is in the house. Good morning, John. Good morning, Mark, as well. Lovely to see you two there so early on this morning as well. Lovely. Good. Lent is going quite well. Just a touch over 13 stone this morning. 13.04, I think it said this morning. So that's going well. I would like to have been down even just a tiny little bit below 12 stone before I go away on holiday with my niece and that, because I'm bound to put a bit of weight on while I'm on holiday, I would imagine. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I've only got another day and a bit to do that, so we'll have to see. Here's a question for you. I've been my pension thing. Was it the pension thing? Hang on, what is it now? I can't remember what it was now. Pension or... Oh, what was it now? I've got it here. Oh, there it is. I've got a couple of pensions that I've got. One of which, the old BT one, they recently wrote to us all. And they want to do it all online, same as everyone else. The online portal. The portal. And also, with a new Toyota car, that's like if they've got an online thing and you can look up your paperwork and all this, that and the other. But of course, you know, it needs another password. And I set up this thing some time ago, one of them. But I'm changing my email addresses. I'm changing my email addresses so I can move away from the Virgin Media one onto my own one, you know, chrisreardon.co.uk. chris@chrisreardon.co.uk is my email address. And then once you've got that, it doesn't matter who your ISP is. If you change internet service providers, you simply go onto your chrisreardon.co.uk thing, and you type in where the emails you want them sent to, you see, and then they start coming there. So that's the reason I'm changing it. So I went on to one of the pension things to change my... It wasn't the one I just set up. It was one I've set up some time ago. One of the online things. And tried to change your email. Oh, no, you can't do that online. So I'm on the phone to a bloke. Oh, you've got to do this. Oh, what a pain in the arse. And, of course, then you need yet another password. Yet another password. Now, have you got different passwords for everything. John says you're still fat. Yeah, but you love me, John. You love me, don't you? You love a little bit to hold on to. Is that right, John? You're always grabbing me as I walk past the bar. Can't get past the bar without feeling your hand on my buttocks. It's outrageous, do you? Think I'm easy? Think I'm blooming easy or something? John. And I wondered, do you have different passwords for everything? Or do you just generally use one password, which may be easy, maybe a name of, I don't know, a pet's name, or a combination of your pet's name and your sister's and your mother's or something like that? Do you? Or maybe you just use a phone number, anything like that. Do you have separate passwords for everything, or do you just use the same one? Because they're always saying that you should everything that you've got should have a different password. And the reason is, of course, if you've only got one password and someone gets it, they then have access to everything that you've got. You know, maybe subscription to a newspaper, you know, less importance, BBC website thing. And then going up in importance, what if they've got your Facebook credentials, or your Instagram credentials, your Twitter credentials, and then at the top level of importance, your financial stuff. If you've got that one password for everything, they get into your bank, nick all your money. And it seems to me that when people have their money nicked, they have a lot of trouble getting it back a lot of the time. The banks would say to you, well, you must have given someone your password or something like that. It's quite difficult to get your money back some of the time. Not all the time. Some banks are pretty good. Some banks are better than others. But yes, you know, you understand. One password for Facebook, bank, everything else, they guess it. That's it. They're into everything. You can lose everything. My personal passwords, I don't use names and memorable things. I literally use a string of letters, upper and lowercase, numbers, and the things. Oh, what are they called? That symbols. Like perhaps you could have the asterisk, or what else have we got on there? Or a full stop, or a backslash, or a bracket, or a star, little and sign, one of those things. Or several of those things. All my passwords are like that. They are a string of letters, upper and lowercase, numbers, and symbols. That whenever and it usually tells you password strong or something like that. But it's very, very important to have different passwords for everything, I think. Now, there are some things online called password safes. Okay? And they are an online place where you would store all your passwords. But of course, you need a password to get into that. Now, I haven't looked into it, but I would imagine if someone got the password to get into your password, then they've got the lot again. So literally, that's what I do. I've got somewhere secret, which will not be mentioned on this program, because there are evil people watching at this moment. There are evil people watching at this moment who would steal my password. If I told you where my list of passwords are, you'd be straight in here, wouldn't you? So you've got to keep them somewhere secret that only you and a selected person or two would know about. You could bury them in the garden, couldn't you? But of course you couldn't, because you'd be digging them up all the time. I cannot remember I don't know what my passwords are in my head. I've got them all written down on a bit of paper somewhere. I don't take it out. It is secret. It is secret place. So what do you do? Do you do that or not? Let's have a look at what you do. Weird City Citizen says, I have one password for all, but a good password, a non-word and a number and a character. So there's Weird City Citizen. Clarissa, good morning, lovely Clarissa. Says, morning, sweetie. No, I'll forget them. This is the trouble, isn't it? There must be an easier way to do this. I know on the mobile phones we have the thumb thing, don't we? But for me, that doesn't always work. I do that 3 times and then it asks for your pass number anyway. Sometimes, a lot of the time, my thumb thing doesn't work. And I keep resetting it. You know, you clear the thumbprint and then you start doing it all again. And it says it's okay. It works for 2 days and then stops working again. Perhaps my thumb keeps changing. I am changing. Could be. Could be. Weird City says, my jacket is making him thirsty. Go and have a cup of tea or something, dear. Go on, force yourself. Katie Ann, use the same password. I will forget them. I don't use phone banking. Oh, well, there's the way around that, isn't it? If you're not using the internet banking. But it's very, very dodgy to have the same, at least your financial stuff should all have a different password. Okay, Facebook, Twitter, emails is quite important because you never know, you might have an important email come through or something like that. Certainly your bank account shouldn't be a memorable word, I don't think, really. Paul Anu just got one password, only in my head. Most people, I think, have. Here's the proof, is it, of those of you joining in with the show this morning. Clarissa said Lloyd's are good for returns, but my password is different to everything else. There you are. So she's got a different one for a bank, which is excellent. Good morning, Wayne. My sister. There's my sister, Sharon Butler. Please, can I have your passwords? No! For the bank. Roy, like your bank pin, it's loaded with cash scrounge. Scrooge, sorry, is loaded with cash. I've got credit cards and only 2 credit cards and a bank card, and they're all different numbers. I don't even have the same pin, you know. Don't even have the same pin for those. So, Adrian. Is it under the cake tin, Chris? Not a safe day to put your passwords or cakes in my house. There's no cakes in this house, Adrian. Give us the password to your million. There are no millions. I've got no millions, Wayne. If you drive that bus a bit more often that you drive, you might have a few million. Roy, my password is different. My password is password, or what's my password? John says I will find you. You'll have to look very hard, John. John Parrish, my password is 44338 UUIITTPOL. Please don't tell anyone. It's our little secret, John. As a teacher once said to me, it's our little secret. Tay, I have 4 different levels of passwords depending on whether money is involved or not. Yes, at least with the financial ones, you want just a string of letters and numbers and symbols. Don't have anything that anyone could guess, really. Parents' names, children's names, pets' names, all bad news. Oh, someone who really wanted to get into your stuff would be searching around on your Facebook or something like that. I know, like really rich people or stuff like that. You know, they'd be looking and think, oh, let's see, his friend's name is John McGinley. Let's type that in and see what John McGinley. There, we're in. Never used the name of a parent or anything like that. That's really bad news, that. Wayne uses 2 words, 2 numbers and 2 symbols. That's all right. I should think that's all right. Someone said to me, a good way, if you really want to remember it, then a good way would be the words of a song. So, for example, a password could be... Let's see if we can get this one. Hang on, I'll write it down. Let's just give you... I'm not going to put any numbers on this, okay? SOTRWVH. Now, who would remember that? Who would remember that? SOTRWUH. Any idea what that song would be? Go on, have a guess. Look at your little brains buzzing away, those of you with brains. Which isn't many of you, let's be honest. Here it is again. SOTRWUH. It's the first letters of the first line of a song. What one is it? See if you can work that out. Oh, isn't this fun? So much fun. Just think you could have been sitting there watching the Victoria Derbyshire show getting even more depressed. about some minority she's got on there this week. Claire, different passwords for really important things, but the same one for stuff which doesn't matter. I keep them all in a book, but if that got found, I'd be in trouble. Yeah, but no one knows where your book is, Claire. You must keep it hidden somewhere. Keep it hidden somewhere. Don't tell anyone where it is. Well, what? You need to tell one person at least. Weird City, too hard to remember them all, and I can't even get into my phone banking because they're asking for codes I set 5 years ago. You can usually ring them up or go in there and they'll reset something, or you'll reset like that. I had to do that with me pension stuff yesterday. Mark Jones is going swimming at 10:30. Oh, you'll enjoy that, Mark. I hope the water's not too cold. It's nice where I am. John, can we do Brexit? No, it's too important, mate. It's an important thing, Brexit. I don't do serious. You know that, John. I don't do serious on the show. Not much, anyway. We're not doing Brexit here. Go and ring up LBC or something like that. If you're very quick, you'll get on there before that ghastly James O'Brien. What a miserable bastard that is. Whoever would want to go and sit with him and have a drink? Bleeding James O'Brien. Go on, ring him up. He's on the same lot as you, isn't he? He's on the same side as you, old James O'Brien on LBC. Roy, do you cover the keyboard at a bank when using the cash point? No, I don't use a cash point, Roy, ever. Ever. I think I used one once in Sydney, Australia. I do not like using a cash point outside a bank. No. I might go inside and use the machine in a bank, but I never ever use the one outside. I think they're very dangerous, very quick to someone. But even if there's no one around, how quickly can someone pull up in a little car and whack you over the head and nick your 20 quid that you've just drawn out? Terrible. Michael, I use different passwords, but I write them in a book so I don't forget them, but I hide the book so it's safe. That's exactly what I do. Weird City, you have the best password in the world, but if your secret question is, what is my favourite colour, then you are on shaky grounds. Most accounts are hacked via secret questions. Secret. We like secrets. Have you got any secrets to tell me today, anyone? What are your deepest, darkest, innermost secrets? Paul Luke, I have a note in my wallet for my PIN number. It says Mr. PIN number. I hope you don't. That's the worst thing you can do. People, I've seen that. They get the card out and then they get this little bit of paper which is in the same wallet. At least put it in a different pocket. Knowing you though, Paul, you've probably got such old pairs of trousers in your... When's the last time you bought a pair of trousers? I bet there's holes in the pockets, is there? Katie's forgot hers already. Oh, Katie, dear. Clarissa, no good to me, as everyone knows my favourite song. No one got the song yet? Well done! Well done! Weird City Citizen and Clarissa have you've see, that's obviously not a good song to do. SOTRWUH. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Well done to you. That's fantastic. You two have impressed me today. Clarissa and Weird City Citizen. And I know you can't see each other because one of you's on YouTube and the other's on Facebook. So I know you can't see. Two people have guessed that. Adrian, is it a Barry Manilow song? No. I'm very well done. You two should be working for MI5. See, you are secret squirrels. Secret squirrels, that's what you are. Wayne, I've just woken up from 3 a.m. bedtime, so I'm guessing that it's hard. I wouldn't have got it. I'm useless at Scrabble, anything like that. 3 letters. Scrabble, usually it's a 3-letter word from me, I'm afraid. Morning to Kevin Webster. Morning, Kevin. Well done, very impressed. Adrian keeps his passwords by his underpants. A very safe place to keep them. I agree, Adrian, because let's be honest, no one's ever going to pull those down again, are they? Morning to Alan Campbell. There's one of my childhood friends there. Alan Campbell. I grew up with him in Roehampton. Lovely chap he is. Good morning, Alan. All right there. Roy, not heard from my mate in London for a few weeks. Can you cop round to Mill Hill to check on him? No, I can't. Go round to your friend's house, blooming cheat. I'm nowhere near London anyway. Wayne says Wayne is a secret gay and no one knows. Really? Me too. That's funny, that was. That's funny. When I was talking to my mate yesterday, this is my BT friend, my friend who worked with me and BT, we got onto the subject of gay and all that business. And he said, well, we couldn't work out what was going on, Chris, him and the other blokes. He said, you seem to be becoming camper and camper by the day. We thought you were really pissed off about something and you were trying to make a point. That's what he said. Apparently, me becoming camper and camper by the day, he said. How rude is that? Clarissa says she's not bad considering she's on her first cup of coffee. I could do with another cup of tea, actually. And have another cup of tea before I go swimming this morning. Paul says his trousers are new. Well, were they from Primark? I bet they're from Primark, aren't they? Do they go up to your size, Paul, trousers now? Or do you have to have a little bit of string where the button is? Paul, all this talk of passwords, I've gone and forgot mine now for my internet banking. Oh, that's a good one and all, isn't it? When have you ever been at an internet bank or a machine or something like that and you can't remember? And it's the same number or whatever you've put in for ages and ages, and then suddenly your mind just goes blank, doesn't it? Isn't that strange and mysterious? Morning to Paul Goodall, joining us this morning. Anyway, that's the password thing. Remember I was having a problem with outfoxthemarket.com. They're my energy supplier. Electric and gas. I'm on a dual fuel thing here, and I wrote to them some weeks ago because I'm like £200 in credit, asking them to put some more money back, put some money back in my bank account. Well, he didn't reply to that. 2 weeks went past. I wrote to them again, threatened them with the energy regulator that was going to write to them. They wrote back then and said, oh, very sorry, we haven't passed on the email, we've done it now. Well, that again was now 2 weeks ago. Nothing. Disgusting. I shall be leaving those. I found a group. I actually found a group of people who have had problems with outfoxthemarket.com. And I've joined that. I haven't made any comment or anything like that. But I've seen other people, and a lot of people having problems with that energy company. So beware of those. My tariff is up in just a few weeks' time, and I shall be switching from them straight away. Very, very, very bad customer service. I don't like bad customer service. It does my head in. I'm off, mate. That's it. I shall be gone. But as soon as I can leave without any fee. At the moment, if I leave, I'll get £100 fee because that's what you sign up to. But once you're within 30 days of the contract, so if the contract finishes on the 30th of May, on the 1st of May, you can arrange to leave them and go elsewhere. So that's what I'll be doing this time. Dreadful. Clarissa, go to the ombudsman if it's one of the energy firms. Yes. The thing is, Clarissa, it's so close now to coming to the end. I might just leave it and just leave, and then they have to put the money back in, don't they? After that, but they're not responding. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. They should do that. If you're technical, just a little technical thing. If you're into music editing or audio editing of any sort, I found some free software. It's all legal. It's called Audacity. Audacity. Now, I've used it before. Okay. I found it quite clunky before and difficult to operate. But they've done a few updates over. It's years since I used it, to be honest. Last night I've downloaded the new version, all free. It's what do they call it? Open source. So open source software is when lots of people are working on it from all over to make it better, and they don't charge. You can make a donation if you want. Usually with these things, I do make a donation. What have I got? Ad blocker. I've got ad blocker. Now I made a small, I think 20 quid or something like that. I made a donation for them, and it's only fair. That keeps the thing going and all that. But with open source software, you don't pay. It's like a collaboration of lots of people working on it and it put it out there. So I downloaded that yesterday, and it's actually quite easy to use now. So if you want some editing software, audio editing software, it will record things. So it will record what you're listening to as well. So if you were like playing a bit of music or something like that, Remember copyright and all that, okay? Better mention that, I suppose. But if you were listening to some music or audio or something and you wanted to record it, you just push the button and little lights come up and it starts recording. There are lots of settings on there, so you've got to be a little bit technically minded to do it. But it's really good now. Audacity, Audacity. Have a look at that. And that's very good there. Adrian, you can switch your terrace 50... okay, you can switch your tariff 56 days before you go, so don't have to wait to the end of your contract with them. Yes, I thought it was 30 days. Is it 56 days? Are you sure it's 56 days? Maybe not. Roy says open source means it's got spyware advertising in it. Well, I haven't found any spyware in there, and I've got the malware bites I bought. I buy that every year. Malware bites for my looking for malware all the time. I remember the first time I bought that, my computer was running really slow. This is a few years ago now. Who am I talking to now? Roy. This is a few years ago. My computer was running really slow. And someone suggested I got malware by it. So I bought it. It was about 20 quid or something like that. It wasn't expensive. There are some expensive ones. McAfee is horrendously expensive now. McAfee. It's like 90 quid now for the year. It's really expensive, McAfee. Honestly. And I had them for years and years. I don't have that one anymore, McAfee. Anyway, so I've got this Malware Bytes one. And it looks for malware on your computer. And the first time I run it, it found loads of stuff. I mean, loads and loads and loads of stuff. And I run it and deleted this stuff. And I restarted the computer. And it was running fine after that. And now and again, I'll scan the computer. I'm going to scan it today, actually. I scan the computer, and generally it doesn't find anything now. We've got computers fairly clean on there. So that's good, isn't it? That's good. Alan, open source is great software, says Alan. Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of open source type things. Have I got a video editing? No, I've got Adobe, my video editing thing. I've got Adobe that I use to edit if I'm doing short videos or, you know, the long video at the beginning of the show to allow people to join us. That's all done with Adobe. It's got an old one I've got. That's in the days where you could actually buy the software. You can't do that with Adobe now. You have to send them so much money a month. It's all going out order. Everyone's would to be paid monthly all the blooming time. Microsoft tried to do that, didn't they? I don't know whether they succeeded or not. But, that was it. The other open source one I've got is Apache. Apache, which is Open Office. Open Office. No need to buy Word or anything like that. You can use Open Office. Again, that is free to download. If you want to, you can make a donation. Again, lots of people all over the place working on this, putting it up for people to use. Save you a bloody fortune on Word or something like that. God, it's so expensive. Whether or not I would imagine Microsoft with some of their stuff, you have to rent it now. So for £10 a month, you can use the Word or something like that. I mean, if you were doing that to so much stuff, it costs you an absolute arm and a leg, wouldn't it? Renting stuff all the time. No, buy, dear, buy. That's how it is. We all used to rent televisions years ago, didn't we? I don't know anyone that rents a television now. Or kind of buy either brand new or even second hand from eBay. Although I must admit, I find some of the second-hand tellies a little bit expensive to buy. I was looking for a 50-inch, you know, not necessarily a smart TV, for the caravan, because I've got a 32-inch there. And I'll be honest with you, it's a bit small. I find it a bit small to watch sometimes. Oh, I'm trying to squint in while you're looking at the picture. And I was looking for a second-hand 50-inch telly and was happy to pay up to 50 quid. Nope, £100 plus. £100 plus, so they are quite expensive there. Let's have a look. Clarissa, thanks, Chris. I looked that up as the other laptop broke with my editing stuff on there, and I needed a new one. Well, I used to have, let me see, what is it now? I used to have Adobe Audition, and again, it's quite an old one. I had Adobe Audition for years, and it stopped functioning the way I wanted it to. So, for example, if I tried to record something, if I then moved the mouse or did something else on another screen on the computer, it would simply stop. The recording would stop. So, and So you'd have to leave it alone and not do anything on the computer. But even then, sometimes it would simply stop, and I couldn't work out why that was. I thought, well, maybe it's a very, very old copy. I think it's Adobe Edition 3 or something like that, or Dot 3 or something like that. I can't remember. But it stopped working. So I was looking around for another one, and I came across then I was using an app, sound recorder app. But that too would suddenly stop for no reason. It would just stop. You get back to your computer after recording something for 2 hours. Oh, it's only recorded 45 minutes. Oh, Christ, got to do it again now. But with the Audacity, Audacity, it's all free and it works very well. It works very well as well. Okay, so good luck with that. And it take you a while to get around it. Very similar to Adobe. It works very similar to Adobe, okay? Oh, Roy's got a MacBook. Have you got a MacBook, Roy? Yes. I mean, I think Apple Macs are probably far, far superior to PC machines. But the thing is, Roy, once you've bought into a system, difficult to change. When you say, oh, no, it's easy. No, it's not. It's not easy. People say that, oh, it's easy to change over. You've got to move everything over from one computer to a completely different system. I mean, the systems themselves to work are sort of fairly similar. Although my mate, he's all Apple. And he might give me his laptop and I'm doing something. And suddenly the screen, oh, where's that gone? He said, oh, you've got to do that there. Yeah, so it's just a case of learning it. But it's a real pain in the arse to change systems. Once you've bought into either Apple or PC, difficult to go the other way. That being said, my nephew, Gary, and his wife have recently changed from Apple iPhones to Huawei. They've gone to Huawei and no problems at all, really. He downloaded the apps again. On the other hand, you know, you haven't got well, at least I haven't got so many apps on my mobile phone. That's my sister there. That's my sister. She's on the front page of my phone. Look at that. I haven't got so many apps on the phone as I have programs on the computer to do all this rubbish that you sit there and, for some reason, watch every morning. There must be something to do better than doing your lives when listening to me rabbiting away. Paul use AVG. I think that's my yes, that's the virus software I've got, AVG. So I've got Malware Bytes, which is looking for malware and stuff, and I've got AVG as well, so I use that as well. Weird City Citizen uses the VLC Media Player. Yes, I've got that as well, with the little traffic cone, isn't it? I know the one. Alan uses OpenOffice. Brilliant. Yes, as it is. There was one time, I think, Alan, when I was trying to print something out and it refused to print. And I kept trying it and it wouldn't print anything. I thought, oh, something's gone wrong there. And then very quickly they did an update and it started printing again. So that must have been something to do with the drivers, I guess, or something like that. I had a Magic X. What's that, Magic X? You'll have to tell me. Or Magix? Magixane? I don't know what that is. Try again, Clarissa. I'm not understanding that, darling. I went from a PC after 20 years to a Mac and I hated it. Went back to PC. Oh, no, that's interesting. Do you think that's because you just completely got used to the computer operating system, PC? They are very different. I have no doubt in my mind the Apple stuff is far superior. But once you're bought into a system, difficult. Alan, Movavi is very good. Not free, but very good for editing. Movavi. Is that a video editing thing, is it? Video editing, Movavi? Yeah, movie. Yeah, Movavi. I get it now. Yeah, I must be. Okay, I don't know that one. Kevin, so Movavi is not free. Okay, Kevin Webster likes Apple the best. Yes, Kevin's obviously got an Apple as well. Roy watched Ellie Norwood live on Facebook the other day. She gets 4,000 viewers watching her put on makeup and dye her hair. Yeah, good luck to her, mate. Good luck to her. 4,000? Well, my brother-in-law gets more than that, mate. 4,000? Amateurs, dear. Amateurs. Magic X. Is that video, Magic X? That probably is as well there. Good. We'll do, what's the time? Oh, I didn't realise it was 10:05 already. Gosh. Well, we'll do one a couple of stories here. Here we go. We'll do one story today. We're going to do one story. Now, let's have a look here. Here we are. Now, school kids. Here we go, school kids. Here's your way to get high, and no one's going to notice. This is in this morning's Sun newspaper. Parents have been warned of a fake cereal bar. Fake, dear, fake. We don't like fake. Police and trading standards are investigating as the Astro Snacks brand allegedly targets kids in parts of the capital. Now, why are we worried about this? Why are we worried about this? It is said to cause extremely violent bouts of sickness and severe hallucinations. Rebecca Harris, St Albans Primary and Nursery School in Holborn, wrote to parents warning them to be very careful of anyone giving food to their children. She wrote, "We have been informed that there is a snack being marketed to young children. The name of this snack is Astro Snacks," quite serious, they say, "and the product has been the cause of extremely violent bouts of sickness and severe hallucinations. There's been an emergency warning issued by the Metropolitan Police, who are currently investigating the issue." The letter added, "At the moment, the key areas being targeted are Islington, Archway and Highgate, with reports that the focus could be shifting to the Camden area. So please be very careful in the event that anyone tries to give this product to your child." Of course, you know, most parents, you would already have told your children never to accept anything from strangers. Sweets, crisps, whatever. You never know what there's in there. Might be that date rape drug, anything you could have in there. Must always tell your children not to take stuff from strangers, okay? London trading standards have issued a warning to head teachers, making them aware of the potentially dangerous snack, which features a cartoon alien on the packaging, which is purple. It looks like it's purple and black. The packet there. It read fake snack called Astro Snacks. So be very careful of that one, boys and girls. Astro Snacks. Not good, is it? We're all under attack here. I'm frightened to go and have a vegan Greg sausage roll. I mean, what's in that? You don't know. I'm being poisoned here. Poisoned. Never mind. Good morning, Dr. SOS Gregorian. You're late, aren't you? We're just about to finish. Just about to finish. All right. Let's do today's birthdays then, boys and girls. It's birthday time here on the Chris Reardon Show. And happy birthday on this Thursday, isn't it? The 14th of March, 2019 to Charlie Rowling. Good morning, Charlie. Happy birthday to you, my dear. Tom Clark. Hello, Tom. Toilet Tom is in the house, in the house, in the house. Good morning, Tom. 24 years old today. One of the favourite people I ever worked with at Belushi's in London Bridge. Hope you're doing well, sir. Are you married yet, Tom? 24. I was married at 21. Divorced at 21 as well. Happy birthday, Tom. Tanya Sheridan. Good morning, Tanya. Happy birthday to you. Jerry Cashmore Smith. Good morning, Jerry. A young 60 today. Life begins at 60, Jerry. We'll start spending some of that cash, mate. Happy birthday. Chloe. Hello, Chloe. Family up in Woodall Spa. 17 years old today. Good morning, Chloe. Happy birthday to you. Christine Frankland. Good morning, Christine. Candy Cane. Candy Cane. Happy birthday, Candy Cane. There's two Candy Canes that I know. Happy birthday, Candy Cane. Chloe Bradshaw. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Cole Bradshaw. Cole Bradshaw. Happy birthday to you. And Ollie Bell. Ollie was, I don't know if he's still doing it actually, he was a DJ that I knew. I only met him a couple of times years ago. Don't know if you're still doing it or not, Ollie. But 38 years old today. Happy birthday to Ollie Bell. Here it comes. Oh, Christine's there now. Hello, Christine. You were waiting for that, weren't you, darling? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There we are. I'm just wondering what you're going to do on your birthday today, Christine. Is there anything exciting happening in your life? Are you one of our Manilow girls? I'm not sure if you are one of our Manilow girls or not. Let me see if you've got any pictures of the great Barry there. Oh, can't see anything. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. I'm never going. I don't know every single Manilow lady, but I know some of you do join us for a little bit of chat there. Okay, Joanne, did you have your earplugs in then, darling? That's what I could give away, isn't it? I could have themed earplugs with little Union Jacks or something like that. My mate who's just got his new car, he's got a Mini, one of the plug-in ones. You know the pips on the doors, you know where you put the lock down. They are little Union Jacks, ever so pretty. And when he opens and the door handle has got a light that illuminates the path there, and it's a Union Jack. How fantastic is that? It's really good, isn't it? It's a nice little car, that Mini. I found sitting in the passenger seat, I find the seat a little bit too tight because it's got bits that stick out. Like I don't like to be squeezed into a seat, you see. That's the thing. There we are. Christine on her birthday. She's looking after her grandchildren. Well, it don't get much better than that, does it, Christine? I bet they're good for you. Are they, your grandchildren? Huh? When my sister has the children, they're usually very well behaved. Children love nannies. They love nannies and they love uncles as well, which is good news. Christine's looking after the grandchildren and out for dinner later, as it's my husband's birthday too. Oh, well, happy birthday to your husband as well there, my darling. Okay, happy birthday to your husband. And finally, Clarissa has just videoed her dogs playing with their toy with you singing. Well, I hope they enjoyed it. That's it for the show today. I'm going to go morning swimming. I've got to go down to town. What have I got to go to town for today? I've got to go into town for something. Oh, yeah, holiday money. I've got to get a few euros. I'm not going to take much cash with me because everything's cards now anyway, isn't it? Funnily enough, at work at Central Station, where I'm paid, they're now struggling to pay artists like myself and the drag acts in cash because so many people now pay for their drinks with a card. They said, we get hardly any cash, and they're struggling to pay cash. And I said to them, I said, well, just pay me through the bank if you want to. I said, it's not a problem, you know. And he said, we're not sure how to do that. I said, well, I don't know. I don't know either. I'll give you my bank details, and at the end of the night, you push some buttons, and the money is sucked out your till and shoved into my bank account here. You know, another little drop in the ocean. Oh, dear. All righty. Yeah, Clarissa, post that and tag it to me. That'd be quite funny to watch. That's it for the show. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Hopefully see you again sometime tomorrow. You have a wonderful day. All right? Bye-bye now.